Hello again. My name is Debbie, and I work with my husband Mark to refinish, repurpose, and restore.
Today I thought I would share a couple of ways that I incorporated to find out the history of 268 Park Street. I hope you find this helpful if you're contemplating starting this type of adventure also. So whether your house is 127 years old like 268 Park or a contemporary new build, your house has a history. By researching a home's past, you're sure to uncover its previous residents and their stories, which benefits the past, the present, and the future, and it turns it from brick, plaster, and wood into something living. Some homes like mine have had its architectural history blurred by numerous add-ons over the years, but no matter what, your house's history can lead to an appreciation of its quirks and charm, and it can also be helpful for restoration and preservation purposes. Is your house old? If you're not sure whether the home is considered to be officially historic, try checking with the National Registry of Historic Places. The service, which is managed by the National Park Service, contains an official list of homes that are registered and designated as historic due to their age, architectural style, and/or overall significance. Now, my house was not on the National Registry of Historic Places, but it was registered with the Pentwater Historical Society. It was registered that it was built in 1895 and inhabited in 1895, but the build was actually completed in 1894, and Gardner and Olive moved into the house in December of 1894. Number 2, you can actually check with your realtor about the history of your house. Our realtor was able to get us started because our house really had only 2 families that lived in it during the period between 1894 and 1996. And they were listed at the Pentwater Township. Pentwater Township was also very willing to give us pictures at different stages. Fortunately for us, our home, even though historic, with many historic buildings located in close proximity, doesn't come in under the rules and regulations of places that are on the National Registry. But many of the homes in Pentwater's exterior appearance helps maintain the town's overall look and appeal. What we have been trying to bring the house back to its 1930s style, so we don't feel restricted. But do take this into consideration if you're taking on an historic home and in a designated historic area. Next, look up old census records. You should be able to discover the names of family members who lived in the home, as well as their ages, birth dates, years of immigration, if that was applicable, marriage status, and occupations. According to the National Archives, not all this information is available for every census. For example, from 1790 to 1840, only the head of the household is listed in census records. I was lucky because 268 Park Street's household was established in 1894, so the census reports were very helpful. Visit your local library or historical society. So one of the first places I actually went was the Pentwater Library. There were several resource books on Oceana and Mason County, which is where I found the original picture of the house on 268 Park Street before the add-on started. I also found out information regarding William Sands from the Michigan Business Bureau. One of the best finds at the library, though, was that the Pentwater newspaper that started in the early 1800s was copied onto microfiche. This was available to use during library hours, and it was recommended to sign up for a specific time slot. I was lucky that I had used microfiche when I was in my undergrad program in college, and running the machine came easily back to me. In regards to the Historical Society, I hit the jackpot there too. Since my house had many lives, I found pictures of it through different periods. I was also able to find out more about Gardner Sands and the business endeavors that he was involved in Pentwater. William B. O. Sands was Gardner Sands' father, which made it even easier to find information on William Sands because of the way he died. I also went to the Oceana County Historical Society and found more information on Mrs. Olive Sands and her side of the family, because Hart, Michigan is where Oceana County Historical Society sits, and Hart was where Mrs. Sands was originally from. Explore your home and yard for clues. From the attic to the backyard, there may be a number of existing clues about the history of the home. Several clues to look for include the style of your architecture, any plaques on the house, items buried underneath the home or backyard, wallpaper of a certain era, or any other decor. Any additions to the home and the age and the style are things like flooring. There may be personal clues laying around the home as well. For instance, a box stored away in the attic with photos, mementos, and articles from previous owners of their time while living in the home. You may also find belongings from previous owners underneath the house or in the ground. You never know what you'll find, so start exploring your house now. We have a video that I will link in the description box about the pieces we have found during construction. Read books on the area. The chances are good that there are books written about the history of your town or your neighborhood. I purchased a couple of books from the Historical Society that they had for sale. One was written by Florence Schrumpf, who wrote about Pentwater's history from the early 1800s to the 1940s. So I was able to identify sequences of historical events, specifically from that book. Another book I purchased was a walking tour of Pentwater that talked about the houses, gave a little history of the owners and the architectural information. Unfortunately, there wasn't a picture of our house. The internet, of course, is a great way to start also. I personally like newspaperarchives.com. I was able to access the Ludington newspaper archives, and they had a section about the small towns around it, and one of them was Pentwater. Pentwater itself has 3 groups that I watch and post on to get information about our house. And if you'd like to learn more about Pentwater, you can visit them. One of them is called Pentwater Community Resources and Information. Another one is called If You Grew Up in Pentwater, Then You Remember. And the last one is Where the Hell is Pentwater, which is actually the name of a book about Pentwater also. And I've actually been looking for a copy of that. Thank you for joining us today for these ideas to collect information on your home, whether it's historic or not. If you like our content, please click on like, and we would love you to subscribe, which will help our channel grow. I would love to know if this content was interesting or helpful to you. And as always, I hope to see you in our next video.